Hello, everybody, and welcome to our fourth episode of Eat, Drink, Dump. I'm Dane, and tonight I am drinking Evan Williams and Pepsi.
I'm Michael, and I'm drinking water.
I'm Scott, and I'm drinking Killian's.
I'm Matt, I'm not drinking anything.
I'm Adam, and I drank too much Killian's last night.
How many did you have?
Questionable amount. I don't
I
remember.
had 10 Killigans, and then I went home and drank my last 2 Miller Fortunes.
It was almost
Oh
a
my
full
God.
12 pack, and now there's not a
I
full
had-
12 pack.
I had one beer last night.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but for real, for the people that are listening, we just had like a 3-minute pause, and you don't need to know what happened.
It was nothing good.
That is our private life, you fucks.
Don't we share enough?
We share our dreams and our hopes and all of our failures.
Speaking of dreams, Dream Come True is coming. Well, it's not come true yet, but a dream of mine is in the process of coming true with Blue Mountain State.
The movie.
Yeah,
The movie.
announcing their Kickstarter for their movie, and we're totally gonna
We're going to donate
to
money.
that, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I am not going to do that.
You?
But,
I'm so excited.
Suicide!
I mean, I like the show, I just haven't gotten into it as much as you guys have.
Oh
I should watch them all.
It
Like,
is.
the only time I watched is when we've been drinking. We watched probably 5 episodes.
It's
Yeah.
But I did like it,
That's
yeah.
because you walked in on me watching
It basically
he
was
walks
against
on-
my will,
he
yes.
walks in on you doing a lot of stuff,
it.
Michael.
You know.
Unmentionable.
Mostly just sitting on the couch pretending that he has a life, which you don't.
And jerking off and the couch. But yeah, there's something worse. There's worse than that. That's unmentionable.
You've seen Michael do worse than jerking off?
It's unmentionable.
We're not gonna talk about it. Okay? He's still in therapy for it.
I haven't forgiven him yet.
Fucking night sweats because this shit.
sweat.
Do you ever just like, does something trigger you with that? Like, you see a girl like walking her dog down the street, you just start
Let's go in a
crying.
fetal position and just go. Yeah.
What did we do this weekend? Me and Matt went to Anime STL
It was
on Friday,
awesome.
which was
It was a blast. I think it was both our first anime convention.
yeah.
So we broke our anime convention virginity.
Yeah.
Crushed that bad boy.
That's kind of ironic.
It definitely popped our cherry.
Oh my god.
I'm feeling
That was the
good
only
about it.
cherries that were getting popped at that fucking place.
That place got rowdy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so,
Yeah.
and then it did, and you're like, what the hell?
It was
All
a
the bitches.
really good time.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We-
and then we were easily the two drunkest dudes
Oh
there
my
by
god,
leaps
we
and
were so
bounds.
drunk.
There was nobody else even close.
Yeah,
That's how drunk we were.
we got drunk in the parking lot. Can I
Classy.
say that? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
Can
what
I
are they gonna do now? They're gonna go back in time and arrest us?
we got
The
trash.
Twitter guy, not a cop. Hey, those guys drinking in the parking lot at that anime convention. Please, they should totally do it again sometime.
Yeah, we got trash in the parking lot and then went through the convention, and it was so much fun. I didn't really know what to expect when we were going in.
I didn't either, but
Oh, it was so much
see,
fun.
that's what made
though.
it fun though.
Was
We
it
didn't-
weird?
We didn't know what. No,
Just not a bunch of hairy, sweaty dudes in like leotards. And
No,
shit.
believe it or not, there were a lot of very attractive women there.
yeah, they were.
I imagine the guy
And
from The
also a bunch of
Simpsons
hairy,
who collects the
sweaty
comic
dudes.
books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The comic book guy. What's that guy's name from The Simpsons who like the comic books?
I know what his name is. It's who the hell cares?
Oh, he's a good
Oh,
Yeah, I
though.
can't remember his name. All you had to do is
I
say
believe it was the
comic book
first edition.
guy. You just had to say comic book guy from The
Comic book
Simpsons. We all know who you're talking about.
Duckman.
Yeah, it was great. We did sit on a panel.
Yeah, we sat on a panel for a lady that worked for. Did she work for Pixar?
She interned at Pixar.
What?
She works at. She worked at DreamWorks.
She worked at DreamWorks,
And
and
now
now
she's
she's
doing-
self-employed because she has her own comic.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ava's Demon.
Yeah.
Her name's Michelle Jarkowski. I'm gonna really butcher that name. I know, but anyway, she was really. I liked the panel a lot. You could tell she was really nervous, but her art was really cool.
Yeah, and
The-
then she gave like an insight of like something like I had never really thought about for working for those companies is not so much with the storyboards she's talking about, but with like the lighting choices and like the shading of everything. Like she showed clips from movies, and she's like, I don't know if you guys would notice this, and she used like an example I think from Up. Like when the
Yeah.
boy's standing I can't remember like when he's meeting Carl for the first time, he's like on the porch. The boy's in light, and then Carl's like in the shadow of his house, and it's supposed to show like their two moods of like the boys
Right.
like upbeat and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and I actually did get a chance to read some of her comic that
Mhm.
she's now doing. She funded it through a Kickstarter campaign. And it's really good, and especially the art style is really, really cool. It's very interesting.
Yeah, because she also talked about like she doesn't really have like her Saturday and Sunday for us is like, well, same thing every time. We just usually get trashed. and act like-
We get
like-
blasted.
We get blasted and act like slobs. But she talked about how when you're self-employed like that or you're doing a comic like she is, she doesn't get any days off.
Right.
Every day she gets up and she works and then eats or sleeps or whatever she poops.
Yeah, because she's updating it. She does 10 panels. She updates it 10 more panels every Monday and Thursday.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a lot to do.
I know she says she puts one. It's like one each panel is just like one picture. It's not
Right.
like where you look at like some comics and it's like the page would be considered a panel and then you have like the little sub panels
Right.
like within it. She does one solid.
Right, and that was kind of when I was reading it. That was kind of strange to me because I love comics and I've read a lot of comics, but it was strange going from something that was like multiple panels to where I was having to read the panel, look at the panel, flip,
Yeah.
And actually, her Kickstarter campaign is to get this. It's going to go into print now too.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how she was. She's probably making money off of advertisements if she has advertisements on the.
Probably
Because she said she was
It is a webcomic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she said it took her a while till she got to the point where she could be self-employed. Like she talked about doing like odd jobs just to like help pay the rent, like while it took off.
right.
And now I think she doesn't. She just makes all of her money off of that.
Yeah, I think so.
So I was pretty impressed. That it must have taken a while.
Yeah. It was a really cool panel though. It was cool.
It was. I wish we could have gone to more, but
Yeah, Carson actually is going to be here in a few minutes, and he will be able to talk about everything that we missed because he spent all weekend there this weekend.
She went
And
Saturday and Sunday.
yeah, he actually did have a panel there on
Mhm.
Friday evening.
Yeah, like 6 o'clock
Yeah,
or 7 or
yeah, because we missed it just barely, but yeah.
No, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got my
some of the cosplay, which is like when people dress up. Some of them were really, really good.
Yeah, we'll
like,
definitely put those pictures
tons of-
up.
Oh yeah, I took a bunch of pictures, and yeah,
Show me those.
some of the details for them were unimaginable.
Yeah, we'll definitely put those up on the Facebook page.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. And then, I mean, what did the rest of you guys do on Friday?
I don't remember.
We went over to Taylor's for his
Oh,
birthday.
yeah, I
It
went
was
over
our
to-
roommate's
I went over
early
to
birthday
Taylor's.
party.
And then Saturday, I just helped someone move in St. Louis, so.
Yeah, and then you worked.
That's
I
awesome.
fucking worked.
Yeah,
all
you guys.
God damn it.
I just fished a little bit. I didn't really do much.
Yeah, me and Scott went up to his aunt and uncle's house, and we just fished on the lake, and then got trashed and watched movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just went to the bar and I didn't even get drunk on Saturday. That was weird. Or Sunday. Or Monday. What the hell's wrong with me?
I was surprised you didn't get drunk last night.
You know, I kind of thought about it, but I didn't want to go out and buy more liquor, and I
Mhm.
knew I was going to need more.
Then you went out with Matt though to get beer yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
I
he was
didn't
trying to
know
finish-
that we were like, I didn't know that we were drinking, like, at the time. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah, it's
I got
gonna.
a bunch of stags in there.
I've got 2 more, I think.
And then you gotta do stags.
Oh my god, these pictures. Oh my god,
enough.
Pyramid Head.
Yeah, and a nurse.
Dear God.
Yeah, they put. I'm just showing Adam some of the pictures, and then we talked. Two of the guys we talked to told us about another one. Archon, which is
or Archcon, whatever.
yeah, it was something weird, and it's another big, huge one.
Yeah,
That's
it's
in the
it's a
fall.
sci-fi and fantasy one, and it's in October, and we will definitely be at that.
I was told I was off to go to Comic Con in I think,
When is that in St. Louis?
San Diego.
What?
Oh, this summer, like the huge one.
Who's going
And you're
to
not
that?
going?
Well, I still have to give them the money.
Oh, I was going to say, you need to go to
Give me
that,
a-
man.
That would be. That's
I
gonna be
was,
so much
told
money.
I was off to go to that this summer, so depending on, I forget what date it is, but if I can go, I'll go.
How much is
I
it
think
to
it's in
go?
July.
Is it in July?
Yeah.
It
How much-
depends.
how much is it?
If
How much-
it's mid-July, I can do it.
Too much money.
How much do you have to pay?
I think it's a good. I don't know about the hotel expenses and all that stuff, but I'm expecting.
Hotels are expensive as shit.
Yeah,
My
it's gonna
friend went
be.
last year, and it was
It's gonna be a good fair amount. It's
Sleep
gonna be
under the
up there.
boardwalk. Don't do
I don't
that.
want to think about how much money I'm gonna have to pay.
Just sleep in your rental car.
Why don't you just like sell your body to a hobo?
Hobo bucks.
That's something you would do, Michael.
Yeah, but that's
You
the
think
problem.
I'm that pretty dang?
To Dirty Mike and the boys.
Dave, here's your main
That
problem.
shit.
Hobos don't have any money.
Oh
Get an extra pair of gloves or some like moldy sweater. Maybe a can out of their garbage cart.
Will that cover my expenses as he
No,
hands you
I'm
Can
like?
I pay you in empty cans and aluminum?
I've always wanted hepatitis, so this is awesome. God damn it. This reminds me of that Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they go to the Jersey, to, like, under the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it
They're
looks
like,
Two bums are doing it. And then Charlie, because Dennis and Dee talk about how much fun it is. And then they have like the worst experience of all
Yeah,
time. And then
it's
everybody
great.
else, like Charlie, Mac, and
Ham.
Dan, yeah, Frank, they all go out and they have a
Guidos.
blast. We're out with the Guidos and they're awesome. Yeah, that was a good episode.
Dude, I think seriously the best thing that happened last weekend is we saw the Raid 2.
Oh yeah, we
God,
did
Raid.
see the Raid
Last
too.
weekend, that was Sunday, bro.
That was last weekend.
That's
This
still
weekend.
technically last
that's
weekend.
the last
Sunday
weekend.
is the start of.
Sunday,
Or that's if you can consider it, or you consider it the weekend, which I do.
because
No.
I don't have to
Yes,
go to class.
Sunday.
You're the only one who
Look
thinks
at
it like
look at
that.
the calendar.
I'm not gonna look at the calendar.
You're
The
just
calendar
gonna
starts
get
it. I'm not going by the
Sunday
calendar
or
Monday.
Monday.
I'm doing what everyone in the fucking world does. Okay, they think it's the weekend.
I think that's only the American calendar that starts on Sunday.
Is it?
I think European calendars start on Monday.
Yeah, well, you know them. They don't have any common sense. They only they make.
Why would the week start on a day you're not working?
Because it's the Lord's Day.
No,
Doesn't make any sense.
But then that should be the end of the week, right?
No, that was the start of the.
On the
As the Bible told me.
On the seventh day, he rested.
Bible
the
is
first
like-
day.
Oh my god.
We're not even a religious podcast. Why are we doing this
I
to
was-
ourselves?
I'm gonna prove that point, and I'm not gonna lose.
If
You're
you're
going by
there's that God
by the
that
Bible. On the seventh day, he rested. That's a Sunday.
You don't know that. You don't know what God.
It could have been Saturday.
You know what goddamn
It could have been
Saturday.
Saturday.
It could have been Saturday.
Point proven. Okay, yeah. Well,
Oh, God.
God
I'm
damn
gonna
it.
fucking kill myself. Jesus Christ.
Oh fuck.
No, about the Raid 2 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great shit. Fucking awesome.
No, oh god, yeah, you guys should be so grateful I showed you that fucking first one.
It was so good.
I'm
If you
so-
have-
You
no,
didn't-
you'd already
told
seen
me
that.
about
Yeah.
it. I saw it before. I'd seen it before you even told me about it.
If you
Did
haven't
you?
seen,
Yeah. Showed Robert it.
if you haven't seen the
Oh, that
Raid,
matters.
it is an
Does it?
Indonesian
Martial
kung
arts
fu,
film.
martial arts
film.
movie, and it's fucking amazing. Go and see it.
Go see both. Go
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
the first.
yeah.
The first one's really good too. The second one definitely has a better plot to it.
Actually
I like-
has one, yeah.
Yeah, I liked the second one better.
So did
Oh,
I.
I think, yeah, we're all
Um,
agreed on that.
Both
I mean,
of them are fucking amazing.
They had like 5 times the budget, so you could do so much more shit.
right.
I don't know, it's just refreshing, you know, like they have like action movies now, they're just like terrible, you know, like ones that have like John Cena and shit like that. And
John
and they-
Cena!
like action movies have kind of been striving more to like that Bourne, like Jason Bourne
The
file, where it's like
Improbable.
it's just like no, not even that. It's just like cutting like drastically. You
Right.
can't even see what's happening because the camera's so shaky. This one is just well choreographed. Like I say, it's probably the best fighting like scenes I've seen since like the fucking first Matrix. Like it's so fucking good. It's just
Yeah.
really long cut takes like that. It's so impressive.
Now
It's so
that it-
quick and it's just
Yeah,
excellent.
now that you say that, actually, that I'm thinking about it, American action movies have kind of gotten to where even in like
Yeah,
fight scenes,
definitely.
they
They're so
cut-
edited like
they cut
crazy.
constantly to where
So
you
it's not
can't
even-
ever really tell
It's
what's
not
going
as
on.
fluent, so yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whereas this
Um,
is just one
This is pure
long
martial
shot
arts. Yeah.
of like
yeah.
And it's martial arts that you can follow. Like some of the movements are like it's fast because these
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are actual
Really good,
professionals.
yeah.
It's not like Matt Damon trained for a month. Now he's Jason Bourne. These guys did this their whole life, and they're like, now we're gonna make a movie where all this is all we do is throw
Right.
down.
And then we can make Jeremy
Good.
Renner in the sequel.
oh god.
Oh god,
Let's not.
didn't happen. It didn't happen.
No, it was a really good movie though, and you and me are gonna go see, and I don't know who else are gonna go see Oculus tonight after the podcast.
Yeah, which I hear is also really good. I've heard good things about it. I don't know, honestly know a fucking thing about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I-
I just know it's
It's a-
got
it's a
Amy
me-
Pond
yeah,
from Doctor
from
Who, and it's got a
Doctor Who.
mirror.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I
Yeah.
hope she's naked. I know she won't be, but I'm going to dream that she's naked.
What's her name? Like Kathy
Karen Gillan.
Karen. Well, I wasn't even close.
Kathy. It started with a K, man. Unless you did the C, Kathy.
No.
I don't know.
Whores.
Horse.
Are we communists? No, we spelled
Whores.
Kathy with a K.
Oh my god. No, I don't know. I just heard it's like just a really good like original horror movie, like really low budget. I think they bought it. They made it for like $1 million, and then like they like WWF of all fucking people like bought it from like the original.
Oculus?
Yeah, they bought it for like $5 million or something like that.
What?
Yeah, dude, WWE's producing Oculus. Look it up.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm not fucking with you right now.
Why? Am I going to expect like Stone Cold?
Well, no,
the Undertaker's going to come out of the mirror?
As much as I would enjoy that, they made it and then they bought it off them. It's kind of like I think they did the same thing with that Halle Berry movie that The Call or something like came out last year. I heard it was okay, but I mean, like, I guess they're trying to like take themselves seriously like a production company.
I'm not going with you guys, but I can seriously hope there's just some serious moment. I can only hope that it'll be like some serious moment where she's like staring in a mirror or something serious where like the music gets dramatic or whatever.
Where there's like the lack of music. Where
Or, yeah, it's just silent, and then
intense.
all of a sudden you see her just out of nowhere. And I would just bust up laughing because it would completely ruin the movie.
Hey, Carson's here.
I'm here!
Hey,
What's up?
and with that, we kind of did your sound check too. So
Yeah.
you're fine. We can pick you up.
Good. Good.
Okay, so we kind of talked a little bit about Anime STL
Right.
a second ago.
Right.
You were there a lot longer than we
Yeah, you
were.
were there the
Yeah.
whole
So give us your experience of Saturday, because you said you had things to tell me, and I haven't gotten those things yet.
Well, are you doing the weekly link dump?
Yes.
Okay, at the bottom, for those of you who haven't ever gone to a convention, I'll have Dane throw the link. We actually have a whole cosplay video where we just went around and got people who were dressed up and, had them dance. We did this last year, and we did it this year too. It sounds really dumb unless you watch the video, and then you're like, oh, it makes sense. But that was a lot of fun. We pretty much did all the filming for that on Saturday. Also, that day, met Little Karibo, which I don't know if you guys know who that is. Do you know have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, he's Frieza and the narrator in that, and he's the guy that made and still makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, which came before Dragon Ball Z. Real nice guy, real cool.
Did he have a panel, or was he just?
He
there?
had 3 panels actually. He had
Dear God.
and a booth, so he was like busy all weekend.
Yeah.
And the dude was still nice enough to film with us. He's actually in our video too, which was awesome. He had one on Friday and then 2 on Saturday. One was the midnight panel that I told you a little bit about,
Yeah.
which that was crazy. The rave was, for the most part, really awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that, because when we went on Friday, it was the prom theme, and
Yeah.
it was fun. I was trashed. I had to leave to throw up.
The one thing that did make me upset with those the kids that were supposed to be the stupid swim anime.
Okay, no.
Those kids were driving me insane.
No, you have no idea, okay? Here's what happened. Saturday, right, there was, like, triple the people that were there Friday. I mean, it was packed, and it was awesome.
There was a lot of people
I
there
saw the video.
Friday.
Jeff put a video up
Yeah.
of the rave and, like, people with, like, all the glow sticks all over.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
Like, it was a lot of fun, but those guys, they kept trying to, like, draw attention to themselves. Get back, dance circle, dance circle. So, we're trying to ignore them and everything, but Jaina was with us, our friend Jaina,
Oh God.
and my friend Zell and his girlfriend were there.
Mm.
And they kept bumping into and, like, slamming into Zell, or not Zell, but Naomi and Jaina. So that didn't sit well with any of us at all.
Right.
So it eventually became, let's dance and post up. So whenever they hit us,
Hold the line, man. Yeah.
they get an elbow and a solid shove back, and it was literally the same thing. And then Zell made a couple dance circles, and they would just like come in and just like start doing push-ups and stuff. It's like, that's not dancing.
Yeah.
That's push-ups.
That's what they kept doing on Friday. And then they were doing like the push-up, sit-up thing at the same time with each other. It looks like they were trying to blow each other.
I will say though, as much as those guys drove me nuts, because here's the thing: you can start a dance circle if people are into it,
Right.
like that's fine. But when it's literally just look at me do push-ups in swim trunks, that gets old
They were
really
in
bad.
swim trunks. They were like compression
Yeah,
shorts that they
but-
painted.
But the thing was, enough people saw them on Friday that I guess there was like 10 different people that showed up the next day, completely changing their costume to the swim coach,
Oh God.
so that they could just get in a picture with all 4 of them as like their swim coach. But
Oh my God.
yeah,
Now, when we were there on Friday, I kept looking over at Dane. I'm like, dude, one of these kids comes swinging around again, and it's going to be brawler status.
that's what I was trying to remember. Yeah, brawler status.
Okay. We went to the whose line is it anyway thing.
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
were there. Okay, we're all really fucking drunk. Well, me, Jaina, and
Everybody
Matt
but
really,
me
yeah,
are basically
are really fucking drunk.
I'm the sober one, like usual.
On the video,
That's my
you can hear this happen. There's this part where they're asking for a scene for a skit they're about to do, and Matt screams Cleveland, and then everybody stops, turns and looks at him, and then he just throws his fist up. And you can't see the fist part, but you can definitely hear him scream Cleveland, and it's fucking awesome.
And then they kept going, like, whenever they'd ask us something, I would just yell at our podcast, and be like, eat, drink, dump, it's a thing! And people kept going like, what is wrong with this kid?
And then Jaina did compliment that one woman's ass.
Yeah, well, she knew that person.
Oh, see, I didn't know she knew that.
Well, no, that's the thing. She was looking at
She
this
didn't either?
chick's butt, and then she's like, "That's a really nice butt." So she went and got up to go compliment it, and then she's like, "No, wait, I know this person.
I
You're
know
in
that
nursing
butt."
school with me." Yeah. Which, speaking of which, as a segue, Jana was telling me about this. Okay, the Air Force recruiters. I think it was yesterday, were in her class. Because whenever you're like a nursing student, like I guess nobody goes into the Air Force and then goes nursing, and then no one really does nursing and then Air Force. That's just how it is.
Right.
So they have to have these Air Force recruiters go out and recruit people who are already in the nursing program.
Okay.
Okay. So this recruiter's in there, and at one point he goes, "So who doesn't have student loans?" And like one guy in the entire class sits in the way back, raises his hand real high, like the kind of high that's like, you know, me.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, like I don't have student
Advanced
loans.
stretching.
Good for him. Yeah.
And here's the thing. The recruiter goes, "Okay, who thinks that guy is spoiled?" Everyone in the class is just dead silent and just looks at each other like, "Oh my god, he did not just say that." Because like all the nursing students, like if you're in a class together, you're pretty
yeah.
tight.
Yeah, because this is
Okay.
fairly small.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like 2 minutes of dead silence, and finally the guy's like, "What?" And so one of the other guys in the class just kind of sits up and goes, "This dude served 3 tours in Afghanistan in Special Forces.
Oh my god.
He deserves not to pay for school."
Oh my god. How big of an asshat do you feel?
I would have just left. If I was that recruiter, I'd been like, oh, I think
Go
everybody's
away.
calling
It's like
me.
you just lost an entire classroom of people.
I've done my job
Congrats.
for today. Yeah. Good luck.
You just made the entire Air Force look like a bunch of jabronis.
Oh my god. Well, I know when we were in high school, like the recruiters were fucking relentless.
They are. They're
Yeah.
fucking
I
assholes.
remember that
yeah.
one time they called you like 3 or 4 times in a day.
Yeah.
And I think that was the Navy recruit.
That
Doesn't
got
matter.
old.
Like they
Wait.
called constantly.
Which the thing is like, I had made a point, because I knew that's what they would do, to never sign up for those. And I have no idea how the Navy got my number. And I'm pretty sure it was my cell phone that they got, which is like the weirdest part.
Did you have it registered at the front office of the high school?
I might have it
Because
That's
I
what they
bel-
do.
like because if
they
it's a
do-
public high school, they are required to give your number out to the military recruiters.
See, I might have signed it up for something, and
Because
I
they
don't know.
never called my cell phone; they called my house phone a lot, though.
I remember going to those things because we could get cool stuff. Like if you just talk to them, and we're like, I remember we had one day where they all came. Scott, I'm pretty sure you remember when they all came out. They put up the rock climbing wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like we went over there and like I remember getting like a bunch of free shirts and like just like cool stuff just for talking to them. And they're like, oh, can we have your name and number? Like I actually gave it to them. Like I still get emails like, oh hey, what are you doing?
They kept calling me to come and join after I failed the physical to join. They kept calling us like, hey, why aren't you came and join yet? It's like, dude, I failed, I can't go.
How about you try again?
Yeah, keep trying, man. Like, no,
What
man.
physical did you take?
I made it all the way to MEPS. I took the test and everything, and then I made it all the way to the physical, and I made it through the entire physical. Went to the last test of the day, which is where you were supposed to weigh in. I weighed in over by 2 pounds, and they cut me.
You fat fuck!
He's
We
bad.
have a buddy that went into the Navy diving programs, like the rescue divers, and like his life, like the last like year and a half, has been like literally he gets up, goes to the pool, swims for like 4 or 5 hours, and then goes to work, and then goes home and tries to recover because those guys have to be in such unbelievably good shape.
Oh yeah, I imagine if your job is to like hang out underwater for some military operation.
Yeah.
I imagine you probably got to be in pretty decent
See,
shape.
like, so with you guys, did they kind of have a thing where it was like optional or something?
What do you mean
Sure.
optional?
Like well, like, how did it work at you guys' high school? Because when it was at Dane and I's, there's two types, I guess you could say, of ways that they had it. They only did this once, and that's where the Army guys showed up and they took over our PE class one day, and we played dodgeball.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, I guess, because otherwise it's like you can't play dodgeball because kids get hurt, whatever. But
the Army doesn't care if you get
exactly. But the other way and the normal way was that they would just take over a class for a day, or maybe a few others. So basically, you would always hit, if it was Air Force or Navy or Army or whatever. If you were in this class, you were gonna go and see them.
As I remember, it was usually in the history department.
Yeah, it was always in the history department.
No, the way ours
That
was
never
is
happened.
ours was outside the cafeteria. So like as we're walking, like leaving from lunch, they'd have like a little booth set up like towards the end. So like as you're walking, they'd be like, "Oh hey, come talk to us," blah blah blah. And like if you talk to them, and then they'd sign something just in case like you were late for class because you had like actual questions or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I don't think we ever had them come into the
They
class. Did we,
no,
Scott?
they never did that.
No, we never got to play dodgeball. That'd been sweet.
Yeah, because I know that getting the calls after I like failed the physical, that always pissed me off because me and my brother were trying to go in like together.
Yeah.
And like he made it. He's got like it's a form of scoliosis, and he made it through. And then I didn't. I was 2 pounds over, and they were like, "Fuck no, dude, get out."
Your brother lost so much weight to do that, though.
Yeah,
it's
he made himself miserable trying to get.
And he pulled it off, though.
How much
But
did you lose?
It was somewhere, I believe, around 40 pounds in like
it's a very short
8
amount
weeks,
of time.
something like that.
He was a big hunking dude, like just big
Yeah.
stocky guy, and then he just dropped all that weight.
Yeah,
I was gonna say 'cause in his wedding pictures, like with that you were,
Yeah.
he doesn't.
I'm a lot bigger than
no,
him.
not
now.
at all.
Yeah.
My recruiters must have been lazy as shit because all they did was they had the pull-up bar during like lunch. Yeah, and you can see how many pull-ups. If you got so many, here's a shirt. Congratulations.
Here's a shirt.
Thanks, you
And
whore.
so-
They
They
did
did that
not
during
just-
lunch. And then during gym, like one day during gym, we just went out and did the rock climbing wall that they set up that was probably going to break down in like 30 seconds if you didn't climb it fast enough.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, if you can do enough pull-ups, you get a shirt. If you don't, you have to join the army.
We're gonna make sure you do those pull-ups.
And then everybody's like, "Oh man, I really want that shirt."
It's a nice fucking
No,
shirt.
the other thing that I remember them doing, and like looking back on it now, it was actually pretty smart because it got everyone talking that they were there. I remember there was one time they brought a bunch of like equipment that you'd have to wear,
Oh yeah.
and so naturally, being the very polite high school students that everyone were, they got the biggest and fattest kid in the entire school to put it all on. And then stand there, and then there was like 18 pictures that just went around for like 3 days of like, look at this kid in the army stuff. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's about as good as it gets.
No, the place that I thought was weird for them to recruit at, but like now it makes a lot of sense. Was I remember one time I went to the auto show with Scott, like our families went, and there was an entire like area set up just for them, just for like the army. It was just like they were showing off their vehicles, which makes sense because you're like, oh,
Right,
cool, this
yeah.
is military vehicles.
Yeah,
But there was
right.
also a recruiting station right there, and like I never thought of like, I never would have imagined that somebody would have come up with that idea of like, hey, why don't we also make it a recruiting station?
Right.
Like, while
It's
we're-
not a bad idea.
no, it's really
you know?
smart. It's
Yeah.
it's actually a really smart idea. I just never thought that that would be one of the options that they choose to try to recruit
I
people.
do
Yeah.
like how
How do
the
people work on cars?
yeah. I do like how the campus recruiters do it here, where it's like, we're not going to come to you, we're not going to talk to you, you come find us if you want us, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
and they just kind of sit back in their offices and wait for you to come to them.
They do what the Greeks do. They just set up a table and hope you come talk to them.
Please,
Yeah.
Please talk to me.
Like, it'll
please,
be,
I'm lonely.
it'll either be upstairs or it'll be downstairs in the mug.
It was oh god, I think it was over the summer. I walked down into the cafeteria on campus, and there was an army booth set up, and this guy just looked so depressed to be there. And so I went up and I was like, "Hey man," he's like, "Do you want to join the army?" And I'm like,
Would you like
"Not
to join?"
particularly." And he's like, "Will you talk to me for a minute?"
Oh.
He's like, I've had 3 people come up to me all day, and it was like 2 o'clock. So this guy was probably there since like the morning, the
Oh,
early morning.
God.
It's like fucking
That
NCL
would that would suck.
Hey, shooter, want to go over to the hospital by treat?
This guy's having to sit there all day and just think about his whole life. what he could have done.
They had him alone.
Yeah, he was like by himself. He was just sitting like he was a young guy. Like
Yeah.
he probably was 22, 23, but like he was sitting there and just looked so dejected.
God, that's unfortunate because I just remember when I had to sit at the table for my fraternity. Right next to us was, I'm pretty sure it was the Air Force, and there's 3 of them.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, usually,
college.
yeah,
so
usually
gotta
they
have-
roll in like
usually
pairs
it's
at least.
2
Yeah.
or 3, yeah. I remember, I think they always gave him 2.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, I think to our school,
Yeah,
I think
my
there
high
was
school,
two.
there was
Yeah,
2.
I remember there was one guy who like consistently would like come and visit because I just remember him being there and like actually getting to know some of the students a little bit.
That was the
Granted, I
under
know-
recruiter.
Was it?
I think it was.
All I remember is just like the end of one of the things because like I wasn't paying attention because it was like, okay, I'm gonna go to college. I already know what I'm gonna do, so this isn't for
Right.
me. But I just remember like at the end of one of the presentations, him being like, "Yeah, if you guys got Xbox Live or whatever, I play Call of Duty." Like trying to connect with
I know
you
that
guys,
guy.
which
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't. You know what? Like on one hand, I like when I initially thought of it, I was like, "That's kind of weird." But then I think about it, it's like you kind of appreciate that.
Right.
They like
Yeah.
even if it's like he's like, okay, you don't want to join the army. At least he's trying to make connections because someone like that can make a difference in
Right.
someone's
I
life.
think-
I mean,
I believe that guy's name was Sergeant G. Was he kind of a tall, funny-looking guy?
yeah.
Yeah. His name was Sergeant G, and he's not a recruiter anymore. I don't think.
Oh, I would
Because they
imagine.
only do like if you start being a recruiter, I think you only do it for 2 years,
Yeah.
and then you rotate back to whatever you were doing.
Well, I mean, like this was like 4 or 5
Yeah.
years ago now.
yeah, I don't
so
think he's a recruiter.
I
But
wouldn't
yeah,
think
he was
so.
a cool guy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about, like, I remember, like, talking about, like, when you guys were saying, like, he gave you, like, his Xbox Live stuff. When I graduated, I got, the PS3 account for, like, a few of my teachers. Because they were, like, they never wanted to give
Oh,
me, like, when we
man.
were in high school. Because then they were always like, oh, dude, I don't, like, I was always thinking, like, oh, man, this is going to be great. I'm going to go to class. I'm gonna get wrecked in class. Then I'm gonna come home and wreck them, like, in Call of Duty or something. And, like, I remember one of my math teachers, he was like a baseball coach too. He was like one of like the part-time baseball coaches. He gave me his account and then he let it slip up who his girlfriend was. So I used to go on there and I'd be like, oh dude, I'm just giving it to you like I give it to your girlfriend. And I remember he'd be like, I'm so glad I did not give you my account when we were in school. And I was just like, yeah, that'd have been atrocious. And like Saturday, I'm like, oh, I found your girlfriend. Monday, I walk into class and you just failed. No!
Do you think that the creators of Xbox Live, online gaming, whatever medium it may be,
I think I know where this is going.
anything to like where you can play a game and communicate with another human, do you think that they ever thought that it would be used predominantly by
12-year-olds.
preteens to high school age kids just for the purpose of talking shit?
I would
that
think
talking shit is going to be a core concept.
I would think no, but I don't know. Like you almost have to think back to when it was like Doom and Quake, when there wasn't really like any
the
voice
headset,
chat, and it was all just the IRC.
Good old
And so
days.
yeah, so when like the
jumping.
big thing that everyone was complaining about was like, "Don't kill me, I'm talking," and then you blow their head off.
Right.
It's like,
Well,
Time out.
yeah, time out, I'm trying to tell you.
I can't think of the last time I've been on Xbox Live, used my mic,
I
and
don't.
anybody
Yeah, listen to a
said
friend.
anything productive to me.
I just mute everybody.
like an
yeah.
open party chat. Yeah, I always
Yep.
just end up muting everybody.
That's sad because it used to not be like that with me.
Goose was talking about how he had one of his teachers. I think he might have been let go either your sophomore or junior year, which would have been my junior senior year. Leach. Do you remember him? Okay, we
Yes.
had this math teacher that like
Yeah.
he doubled as a driver's ed teacher. Real nice guy. I never had him for any classes, but the few times I met him, he was real friendly. He played Xbox Live with everybody that was in school. Like pretty much his whole friends account, I'm like 90% sure, was just like all these high schoolers that were in his classes. And so I remember it was when Halo 3 came out and was real big. Like getting on there one day, and there was this one guy. His name was Tyler. And he had like a real anger management problem, so
Oh my
being
God.
on Halo was a horrible idea. And the thing was is that this teacher was actually pretty boss at the game. So he'd sit there and like kill him 3 times in a row, and he's like, Tyler, don't get upset. F you, Leech! Gonna murder your children! I don't have children, Tyler, and I just sniped you.
That is not a command I recognize.
See, I
Yeah.
would find that so enjoyable. Just knowing that guy is getting so mad on the other end.
Oh, you have no idea.
It's
It's so
ruining
great.
his day.
Do you think that question though? If you ask like if the Xbox creators thought that I don't know the views were trash, it's like asking like Al Gore or the fuck whatever if they thought the internet would be used for massive amounts of pornography. Al Gore, and then they see that one coming.
The internet was made to combat man-bear pig.
When Al Gore created the internet.
The authority of internet.
Obviously, the internet, Al Gore.
What was it? Like 90% of all content on the internet is
It's something
porn?
crazy.
It's
Like,
something
I
stupid
believe
like
it.
that. And I don't know. I
It's
just
a dirty
remember
amount.
being on Xbox Live and like they would get so mad at me, but I always get yelled at by preteens and girls, and sometimes I couldn't tell the difference.
You can't.
I'd be like, wait,
can't.
are you a guy or a girl? Right now, motherfucker, fuck you. I'm like, I'm serious. I can't tell the difference.
penis. My balls haven't dropped yet, but I have one.
I'm just laughing.
fucking your mom.
Oh yeah, and I just started laughing.
Oh my god.
I just started busting up laughing. Like, why are you laughing, New? Oh my god, I thought it was funny.
I love you.
Yeah, after I got that laptop a couple years ago, I completely quit. Like my Xbox is in my closet right now.
You do
like
PC
I never
gaming?
touch it. Yeah.
I prefer it.
Part of the
honestly.
PC master race now.
Yeah.
Depends on the game for me.
Team Fortress 2
Like,
is a very
Oh
friendly
my god.
environment.
Yeah. Team
I
Fortress 2
think
is
so.
awesome.
Do you say friendly environment?
I think it is.
It depends on the server you play on.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Although what I do like about
Rotten
PC
apple
gaming
bugs.
is like on Xbox you can't. I mean, I guess certain games you can. I don't really know anymore. But when I used to play, you couldn't really kick anybody. But like most of the time when you play these
the
online
Counter-Strike,
games,
yeah,
like people
kick you,
hold
like,
these servers,
instantly,
so
yeah, they don't fuck
it's
around.
it's immediately like some kids on there like, let me capture the flag. It's immediately got a squeaker, kick.
Got a
It's done.
squeaker.
But you're like,
Yeah,
that
there's a lot
goes
less
both ways
teams,
because
yeah.
then hosts abuse that power and just kick people if they're getting their ass whooped.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
just
it's usually a
kinda
vote, isn't it?
You can do a vote. It depends on because the thing.
Sometimes it's
Yeah,
It depends on who owns the server.
not
Like
on Battlefield
Yeah.
3. I've
Yeah.
been kicked from servers just because I'm doing well, and they get pissed at that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's using the helicopter and kicking my ass. Kick! Like, it's just annoying.
if
Yeah.
if you get on
That's
those
EA.
custom servers, that's usually where
fucking orgy.
you might see where they'll abuse it and stuff. But the official ones, it's normally a vote.
Okay, so I looked up that porn statistic.
The goose has been quiet for too
God
long.
damn it, I love smart villains.
I'm reading an article on Forbes.com.
Ooh.
From when?
It's recent because they have like all the data. Let me look it up.
Okay.
That rag.
So this is from '96. And it's
No.
already like
No, it's from
90% porn.
it's from 2012, and it's like I'm just like looking at this, and it's like some of the like because they have like the questions, and then like some expert on porn on the internet.
Ron Jeremy.
They've got the author's brother that lives at home.
Like I'm looking at and like
I've
America.
done it like once in my life.
What?
Never mind. It's
Yeah,
like
good one.
Oh.
America isn't even in the top 8 for porn searches.
I believe that.
What? Who's
It
number
goes
one?
India, Germany.
Yeah, India.
Well, India makes sense because they got more people.
Well, India has some like fucked up searches too. If you can look that up, I remember they
I don't
did
know how
like
deep I want to go into
Yeah.
that. Scar myself.
it was really
Scratch
messed
the
up.
surface to the deeper.
Yeah, it's on Reddit though. It's like India, like it's like rape. All the like so much rape in India. It seems like that's every time like I have described like the world news on subreddit on Reddit. I don't know.
it's
This
usually
is
someone gang raped.
yeah, it's like
there's
there's
like
shit ton of gang rape happening over
There's
there.
like a thing like 10
Christ.
feet over there that represents the subject, and this is me not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm like not touching that one, dude.
I'm gonna kind of subvert this to a story about Dane and I. There
no
was
gang rape.
no. There was one day Dane and I went to visit, and I know you're gonna know immediately which story this is. We went to visit a friend of ours, and his room was down in his basement, so we go down there, and he gets his laptop, and he's like, "Yep, you know."
Oh,
He gets
sounds
his
good.
He gets his laptop, and he's like, "I gotta show you guys this video."
Oh god.
He
You have
opens
to
up-
watch porn with
He
me.
opens up Chrome, and like it has your 9 most visited sites, all porn. And so he just turns around and looks at me and goes, "Yeah, so my girlfriend gets really mad when she gets my laptop. Can you like fix this for me after I show you this video?" And so he looks up this video, okay, and You go ahead and explain the rest.
Yeah, he goes to he goes to some.
Let's go there now. No. Put that link on our website, guys.
Put in the week.
Yeah.
He goes to some porn site and shows me this video with this woman who looks like she's on her last legs in the porn business. like she's been at this a while.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
With her legs splayed open. And
I love how you're setting this up.
this bald guy walks into the room and proceeds to shove his head into her vagina.
Saw that picture.
It
I
was,
think
oh
I
my
have
god,
seen,
it
like,
was
a GIF of that.
horrific.
No, just a picture. Didn't want to see anymore.
Dude,
I saw that.
it was one of those
Thumbnail.
things where, like, you like, I saw it happening, so I, like, rolled away because it was already making me sick. Dane's over there just... like innocence is just draining away from it. And then our friend's sitting there at the laptop going... just laughing the entire time.
It's only 4% of the internet is porn now.
4?
4%.
Well,
Because with more
We're a little off there.
how much of that is now selfies?
Yeah.
94% of the internet is selfies.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, I really didn't need to know all those porn facts I just read.
Please say some.
Please,
I don't
let's
know.
share some nice. Let's share some.
Please,
fun
just
facts.
Two.
Utah is the #1 state in the U.S. for subscribers of porn, so they actually still pay for it.
Right in Mormon land.
I was
man.
gonna say,
That's what
Hey,
that's
worth
more
it,
than
damn
one.
it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, 7 Live.
the #1 porn site in the world is like Jasmine Live, and it gets 32 million hits a month.
Oh
Never
my
heard
god.
of it.
Oh, wait. Wow, great. Everybody goes, I've never heard of that. No, the live Jasmine thing used to be a thing on 4chan, I think, where, like, people would just go on there and, like, mess with the people. Because I guess it's literally just like these chicks, or I guess dudes, will just sit at their webcam, and then people will, like, put stuff in the chat, like, do this, this, this. But, like, for them to do it, they have to pay money.
Oh,
So that's why that's so big. So it's like,
You
know,
can basically see whatever you want.
So
in
you're saying
theory.
pay.
In theory,
it's
yeah.
basically like a search bar in a
And then
normal porn website.
It also
but
gave
Except for you're with, like,
it's
18,000
fresher
other
content,
people.
yeah.
They talked about
It's kind of weird.
what was it? It was like Japanese and Russian or like Indian women are like the two most that do like webcams, and they make anywhere from $8 to $15 an hour. But
Wow.
Damn.
you don't-
Yeah, probably
you
on that
don't-
site.
You don't get any benefits. It's not like you get a healthcare.
Well,
plan.
yeah.
Plus,
Wow.
you go on like
But you
you
can
got
do
your
that
day.
in your free time.
you just
if
wake
you
up.
wanted.
Yeah, they said it's not preferable for American girls unless they're like younger, like right at like 18 or in college. They
I was
said
gonna say
the
look
two-
at, you know what I mean? Like they look super young all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
that they said that's like
the reason I brought up the 4chan thing is because, like, there'd be people that were actually on there, like, trying to, like, make something happen, and then you'd have, like, 18 other people on there being like, play Battletoads!
I want to see you play Mario Kart, baby. Yeah, that gets me real hard.
Put all your clothes
Red
back
Line
on.
Oh, God.
I'll pay you to stop what you're doing. I'll pay you $43,000 to quit this for a year. Okay, so did we miss anything with Anime SDL? Like, did we miss any stories
well-
that you just are like, I have to share with the world?
I didn't really talk about the panel.
Oh yeah, go ahead,
mine-
plug your panel.
mine
You're
or the
here,
midnight
plug your
one.
show.
Well, okay, JT, my friend JT and I
Justin
do
Timberlake?
this show. No, that's what everybody says.
Yes.
Literally.
I've never seen JT. When did I meet him?
No, we do a show called The Season Effect. You can throw another link in the dump.
The link in the dump.
Yeah, another link in the dump. The whole thing though is just it's a show where he and I talk about video games, and it's like we try to do more like broad discussion stuff, but sometimes it's also narrowed down to just one game. Like, can games be good, bad, like movies? Like, you know, like The Room. The Room's a good, bad movie. It's
No,
terrible.
that's a
It's
bad,
hilarious.
No, it's just a bad movie.
I think it's fun.
I think it's
disagree.
funny.
Yeah, I love the.
I think it's
yeah.
funny. So like that was one episode that we've had, and then we also do like, you know, reviews and stuff in there as well. So at Anime St. Louis this year on Friday, we had our own panel, and we actually had a full house, which was really awesome. And we gave away games and stuff, and I had a blast. A few things that happened though. There was like right in the middle of the panel, I was in the middle of a sentence, and the door was in the back, and so, you know, I'm like looking dead ahead. The door slowly opens, and in walks this guy dressed as Minecraft Steve, the Minecraft
Oh my
character.
god.
And it was legit, like, complete huge cardboard deal. This dude was 7 feet tall with it all put together. And so I just stop and just go like that, and I see the whole audience kind of like give me a look like, what's the problem? And then I'll turn, and then like someone just goes, it's Minecraft! And so we all just stopped. The other thing, which is in that cosplay video I was telling you about, I don't know if you guys are into wrestling at all. Like,
Which wrestling?
the WWE.
No.
We were just
No.
talking about that earlier.
Okay, see, I only know it through, like, assimilation because, like, JT and all those other guys are, like, really into it. And, like, I'll just go over to hang out with them when they're watching it or whatever.
Because you're really into it and shit.
No, not really.
Oh.
But, Daniel Bryan, do any of you guys know who that is?
Nope.
No? Okay, he has this chant where it's literally just yes, and people just say yes over and over again and just, like, point up like that. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But JT got everyone in the entire panel to do the yes chant. So that was awesome. And then the last thing that happened was my friend Justice. I know Dane's met him. Goose, you might have, but I don't know if you've ever really talked to him. My friend Justice lives and breathes just to make puns. Like, that is that guy's life. Okay? So naturally, during our panel, like, someone would say something, and he'd make a pun loud enough so at least JT and I could hear it. And so after he's done, like, 4 or 5 in the course of, like, 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, hey, everybody, this is my friend Justice here in the back. But the thing was, he was in the second row, and I meant to say second row, and I didn't. So everybody in this entire panel just immediately turns and faces the back wall to try to find this Justice character.
Oh god.
And, of course, he's not back there at all.
At least you commanded a loyal audience.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
if you
literally
said-
all at once. It was awesome.
You sound like the Waco, Texas leader.
Yeah. Yeah,
Waco,
that.
Texas.
That's the only thing. I think Waco, Texas. It's the only fucking thing they think about now. God damn it.
All right, so I don't want my phone to die, and it's getting pretty low, so I'm going to go ahead and share this part. I've known Dane and I have been friends for going on like
Ever.
6 or 7 years now.
Ever.
It's been a really long time.
fucking
Yeah, it's been since we were in high school, and so I have on my phone to this day a whole collection of just voicemails that he sent me over the years.
Oh god.
And this one right here, I'll play 2 of my favorites, and then I've got another one that's from our friend James one year when he was super drunk. But this was, and I hope it's going to be loud enough to play.
If not, just send me the audio file and I'll play it.
Worst comes to worst, we'll do it in post. But this was when Dane got his wisdom teeth out, and immediately after, instead of just chilling out or whatever, he calls me.
Okay, I just want to give an explanation for
Yeah.
this one beforehand. I was so fucking high.
Yeah. No, that almost doesn't need to be explained because of this voicemail. It's very apparent that your first mind was like, I need to call Carson.
This is our very own, what was it, David After Dennis, whatever that kid's name was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Carson, my boyfriend, this day, I just got my vision teeth taken out. And I'm really, really numb. I can't barely talk. I sound like Billy the Deaf Kid. I feel like it's like for us Evansville today. Boys told me. I told, just text me if you can't understand me. So, text me, and I'll see if I feel well enough to go. Well, talk to you later. Bye.
It took everything for you to think. Like, my favorite thing on that entire one is you're like, call me. No, you can't understand me. Text me. Text me. It was like taking everything for you to think.
Text me.
Okay, so this one is just a
Is
hair
this the
over.
Scott Pilgrim one?
No, that one I'll play a different time when I'm
okay.
on here because I'll explain that real fast though. There was a point in time over the summer. Oh gosh, it's been about 4 years now. When Scott Pilgrim the movie came out, we all like got the books and we were really, really into it. And I got the very last one, I think.
Yeah.
And
you had the series before the rest.
Yeah. And so I read it and I was like, this is awesome. And I told all of them that it was great. So that night I had family over and we were outside my pool swimming and I didn't have my phone on me. Dane and Kyle and our friend Burb all called me and left like death threats and stuff about how we're going to show up to your house and get your book, and if we don't, we're going to kill this guy named Bill. And like all this stuff. And the funny thing is, I went outside, like, you know, pool, it's outside. At one point, I could have sworn I heard someone screaming my name. And then 5 minutes later, I could have sworn I heard someone screaming my name. Finally, I go up front, and all three of them are driving around my neighborhood in circles, screaming my name, trying to find me. But I'll play those for a different time. This is, it was almost 2 years after the one you sent me, whenever you got your wisdom teeth taken out. This would be like
2012.
Yeah, this was when you had the really big party at your Cougar Village apartment.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Okay. Here's
the Halloween party.
Here's the setup for this one. I dropped in for like 5 minutes just to say, hey, I'm gonna be here, and then I ran right to my apartment to change. Somehow, within the like 2 minutes that I was gone, you called me and left me this message, and needless to say, you were inebriated.
What up, fuck nut? Where you at? You come over here, you come to the fucking party, you fucking leave us. What the fuck? I don't want you having to put on your marshmallow pants and hit the boo-hoo button because you don't know where the cranberries are. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you got, I mean, you came to the party, so you got balls. You got balls, man. Are your balls bigger than mine? Fuck no, they're not. My balls are huge.
I'm saying my balls are huge,
sounded like
and then
Ricky
you hang
from
up.
Trailer Park Boys. You left the party, then you left the party.
Like literally, and the thing was, I didn't check that voicemail until like hours later because I was like, Dane called me, and it was literally within like the 2 minute span I was gone.
Was that the party like the cops showed up? You're like following everybody out.
That was
to the
yeah.
side.
I wasn't there for that part because I had I was at afterwards. I went to the party that got busted with the giant pumpkin.
Oh God, yeah, you were there.
Yeah, okay.
I was not there for that.
Yeah, I can tell that story real quick. So, a friend of mine, she had like this huge Halloween bash. Like there were probably 400 people crammed in this little house of hers, and it was awesome. But the thing was, is that like a couple nights before, her and her boyfriend climbed onto the roof of this Halloween store and stole a giant 50-foot blow-up pumpkin and put it in her backyard. So when the cops show up for a noise complaint, they're like, yeah, okay, please quiet down. And then they look over the stairs and see a giant 50-foot pumpkin in her backyard. They're like, oh, okay, so that's where that went. And so they busted up the party. Like no one that was there, you know, besides the house owner got in trouble. But I mean, it was bad.
Hey, Carson, I gotta thank you for the last party that I went to with Dane, where we were at. Was it Jenna's party?
Jaina's party. Yeah. Jaina's birthday.
When I was there, I had no plans to do shots.
Oh God!
And you watched a huge thing of Evan Williams, and like literally, because like I played a game of beer pong with John, and we were doing really good, and then these guys came up with like, these bull crap rules, and I'm like, whatever. I don't really care. So I was playing with John, and like these games were going by in the span of like 5-10 minutes max. Within that time frame, I think we did like 5 shots, and I was just slayed because I already had a ton of beer, and I was just standing there, and I was like, like I just remember waking up the next morning, and I had a message from John, like a text message, and it's like Goose. You need to learn how to control your alcoholism. Although it was really, really funny. And then I got a text from him. You want to do it all over again? You were awesome last night. I was like,
dude, you were annihilated that night.
See, the thing was that like I don't drink, like I haven't drank since then, and I don't drink very often. But like whenever I do, that's all I'll do is just shots because I don't like beer and I don't like any of that stuff. But the thing is whenever I get alcohol of my own, I'm always gonna want to share it. And so, like, not very many people will shoot whiskey with me. So it's like when I find someone like Goose that well, it's like, hey.
Yeah, it was a dangerous game we played, and I definitely lost.
Okay. You did this to me, though, too. 1 second.
Okay.
You did this to me on New Year's. New Year's this year. We were at a buddy of mine's house, and we kind of, like, got everybody from high school together, and we're, having a New Year's Eve party. I was already drunk, and it was you say you're like, hey, everybody, let's do shots, and you pour out the shots, and I pick up the shot glass, and I look over at Kyle, and he kind of looks over at me, and I look at him and go, this is not going to be good. And he's like, fuck it, do it anyway, man. I throw this back, and as soon as it hits my stomach, my body goes, fuck no, you don't. I run outside and puke the rest of the fucking night.
I remember that. Yeah.
I was gonna ask if you guys have ever, like, someone hands you a shot, you just kind of stare, and, like, you're obviously, like, blissed at this point. You just kind of stare at it, and you're like, if I take this, I'm gonna go throw up. About 30 seconds afterward. And you just look at everybody else, they're holding it up, going, you got a clink, and you're just like, fuck. Just,
Yeah, when they pour you the shot, you know you're going to take it.
yeah, it's
Whether
like,
you're going to take it or
I
not.
have never had that. I mean, I guess it's because that's all I do is just shoot
yeah.
whiskey.
You could do the Scott approach though.
Oh,
Have-
God.
Oh my God.
Have somebody lay out shots of tequila that are supposed to be for everybody. Turn around and see Scott slam that shot glass down. Going,
Does them all.
what happened? Yeah, Scott drank. That was the tequila night.
I really wish I was there for that.
That was tequila. We were day drinking since like
Day drinking.
what was it, 12? No, yeah, right when I got back from class, I just see Leslie on the porch like, let's day drink. I'm like, okay. So we go over, we're drinking wine and beer, and then she
No, then we had to go
pours
back
out-
out
why
because we
would
ran
she
out of
mix
our
those?
first box. Me and Leslie and Emily had bought a box
Yeah.
of that really crappy white wine,
Oh,
right?
that
God.
boxed wine?
Yeah,
Yes.
the box
Oh.
wine. So then Emily goes to work. She only had like a few. Me and Scott had like a glass apiece, and Leslie is wrecked by this point. I don't know how she got so drunk so fast. So I'm driving the car. We grab. I know, but usually she. Never mind. She can never hold it together. So we go out. We get more. I drive us back. Yeah, we drank from like 12 till I passed out at like 7:30, just straight drinking. Like then we got squirt guns. We had a squirt gun fight.
Yeah, I remember coming home, there was like 5
reckless.
squirt guns on the table over there. I was like, what the fuck? When do we get these?
Yeah, they were garbage. They were like they were like 24 cents.
No.
a pop.
Sweet.
The last time I drank tequila was when I had a whole pitcher at Los Tres, and then I came, and then we went upstairs, and we played Round Table.
Oh, God.
that was
And
Nice
that was,
I heard about that story.
Yeah, and that was
garbage.
We
game.
should probably
first game
explain
of my
what a round table
Okay,
is.
Round Table is, I'll explain this because I had to be champion that night.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, Round Table is basically you set it up like Ring of Fire, and you put it.
It's a
That's
card game.
explanatory.
It's a card game. Well, and
you
then
just get a deck of cards, you put them in a
yeah,
circle.
and then whatever card you pick out is however many drinks. So if you get a 2, you drink 2. If you get an ace, you drink 14. I get 2 aces in a row
Yeah, because we were doing.
at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, no, your first 2 cards were aces.
Yeah.
Because like we were sitting there playing, I'm like, you drew an ace, and I'm like, oh man, I hope I don't draw one. I draw out 2. I was like, woo! So then he gets back around to Michael. Michael's like, dude, I don't know if I can handle another ace. So he reaches across the table, picks it, and then he looks at me like before and like that look of like, oh, this is gonna be a winner. Flips it over, ace. I'm like, bah!
It's gonna color drain from
Any
his
other
face.
game was a winner.
Yeah, no, nobody ever wins when you play that game.
It would have been more awesome if you had gotten like a separate cup and just poured all the shots into one giant thing and then just downed it like
Oh
that.
no, I was drinking beer at that
Be
point.
like, peace
As
mode.
soon as I had that straight pitcher, like that pitcher of tequila, I'm pretty sure it was their Sky Blue where it's like tequila and vodka mixed.
Oh, yeah.
So after I had that pitcher to myself, I was like, I think I'm done with tequila for the night.
Okay, do you have one more?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the last one because it has to go with you guys are saying drinking. Our buddy James Bradford, right? Used to
Oh,
just
yeah.
We're going to get him on the
yeah,
podcast.
eventually.
Love games.
He would just drink whatever. There was one night that I guess he just got super plastered alone and just called me. And this is the voicemail that he left, and I'm so glad I saved it because it's just here.
I'm drunk and I'm calling you calling talking meanly. If you wanna get it
Was he doing Sanford?
Yeah, it was Stanford. He did his own version of Stanford.
Yeah, you said
Yeah, those I've got like tons more on there, but those 3 are
Oh my
probably my
gosh.
favorite, especially the one of James.
No,
That's
James.
awesome.
I loved when James used to get really drunk.
Oh my god.
Because he turned into he turned into that person you could literally convince him to do anything. We
Yeah.
probably could have made him wear a dress.
Remember Tylon made him run into a wall.
yeah. Okay. Me.
Head first.
Oh, I heard about this.
Oh
My
man,
bu-
international superstar
Yeah.
Tylon.
Yeah. Our buddy Tylon, who is the Turkish man of mystery.
He really is though.
Yeah, he
like
really
it
is.
sounds like we're making
He's
fun
like
of him,
the
but
Turkish
he really
James.
is.
Yeah, he's the Turkish James Bond. Him and me shared a room last year, and I was laying in my bed, and Tylon was laying in his. And if I remember right, we both had females, with us, and we're trying to go to sleep.
Female pig, sheep. Gotta have some context. Some of us are really dumb.
Female humans.
Lame.
Her name was Ozzy.
Losers, gay boys.
But James walks in and he's fucking trashed. And Tylon looks at and James is sitting there. He's like, "Dude, I need to go to sleep, but I don't want to walk to my room." Which his room was literally 2 feet away from our room. And Tylon said, "Well, man, if you run straight into the wall, you'll go through the wall, and you'll just end up in your bed, and you can just sleep there." And James, without missing a beat, turns around and runs head first into this wall and falls on the floor. And he's sitting there, and he's rubbing his head, and he's like, "God damn it didn't fucking work, man." And Tylon goes, "No, man, no. You didn't run fast enough." So James is like, he's like, "Dude, I'm so fucking stupid." And he gets up, walks all the way to the other side of the room, sprints, and runs headfirst into the wall again, and flattens himself out. And he's like, "Fuck this, I'm just gonna walk." And he just crawls back to his room.
I remember the first time I hung out with you guys. I think, you had 2 retarded girls over there that James and Germany were trying to get with.
Was it Beza and Damla?
No. It was not the Turkish girls.
Okay.
These 2 were I think they were John's.
Retarded as in
As in these girls were so dumb it was painfully
okay.
it hurt to talk to them. They're like,
okay, yeah, that was.
those kind of girls,
you're talking
yeah.
Mobile
gosh.
margaritas. Man.
This is still pretty non-specific. So go on.
So I don't even remember who they were, but we were there, and I remember James is like, "I'm gonna sleep with that one," and then Germany, who was another foreign kid, showed up, and he's like, "Oh, I have a funny accent. Everybody loved me." All the girls were talking to him, and James is like, "Dude, he's getting in my way." So I'm sitting there, and I'm trash at this point because we grilled out, and I brought my 30 rack over, and I drank almost the entire top, almost the top 15. I had 12 of them. I'm like, "Oh, I'll go home." So I stumble back home, and there's a cop coming down the way, and I'm just openly carrying this case of beer, and he slows down to let me walk across, and I don't know what to do, so I wave him on, and I don't think he could see what I was holding, and he's like, "Okay." So he goes, I get up to the apartment, I can't figure out how to open a door. I can't know what's going on. So I'm like, "Oh, dude, I need help." So I call Taylor, who's literally 20 feet, just he's just in the room. I sit there, I'm like, "Taylor." and I couldn't talk, so I'm at the door, and he's like, "Are you trying to tell me you're at the door?" Taylor. He's like, "All right, I'll be there in a second." I couldn't hold it. I had to go pee, so I run outside to pee. So when he opens the door, there's just a case of beer sitting there.
It's like the case of beer had called him.
Yeah, and then I come back and the door's open, and he's just like, "Man, you are so dumb right now." And I'm like, "No way, man. We had hot burgers." And he's like, "Did you mean hot dogs?" No. So I played off it like I said no. The next morning I get a call from James like, "Dude, you dipped out at the exact perfect moment." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Nothing. Everything was fine when I left." And he was like, "No." And I don't remember what happened, but Tyler got a drink. One of the
margarita. Yeah, it was a mobile margarita.
A whole margarita at him, and I'm like, Tyler's a big dude too, and I'm like, that would not be the guy I'd pick out of the room of you're getting a drink to the face.
I'm gonna throw a drink on that guy. Yeah.
And then James was like, "Yeah," and then Germany totally cockblocked me, and I'm like, James.
There was one time that last year when I was still living in Cougar Village, I woke up and suddenly my apartment is just spotless. which is immediately like throwing off alarms in my head because I mean, let's be honest. If you live in Cougar Village, it's pretty disgusting.
Right, yeah.
Even
the
if
apartments
you
are
do,
gross as shit. Yeah.
Even if you do good upkeep, it's still gross. But it's like genuinely, it's like this actually looks like a nice place to live. So something happened. So I walk out, and my roommate's out there with a mop, and he turns around and looks at me and goes, "Oh hey, like what's up?" He's like, "Well, I drank a fifth of tequila last night, and it ended up on the floor from my stomach. So I figured
Oh my god.
Yeah. He's like, so I figured I would, clean that, and then I saw that, that one nice clean spot on the floor looked really weird amongst all the not clean. So I just cleaned the entire apartment. I hope you don't mind. I moved the furniture. And it's like, dude, I don't care. You cleaned. Last 2 roommates didn't clean at all. This is amazing.
Who were your roommates last year?
Do
you still even go here?
You know what? I don't think so. I know, because I had 6 different roommates actually.
Like I said, we had. Well, Scott left second semester last year, but I had like 5 roommates also because we had Drew, we had our buddy, this kid Andrew, and he was so dumb. He would stay up every night till 4 in the morning watching Rugrats on full blast, and then sleep in until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon and be like, dude, I slept through all my classes again. I don't know how this keeps happening.
Okay. I don't know what it is.
So then he goes, then his next thing is like whenever he calls his mom, his mom's like, oh, how you doing? He goes like, man, all the teachers here are racist. I'm failing.
Yeah.
So his big plan was he moved to Florida to get his job back at Disney World.
Sweet.
No. We're not done yet. He goes back there and he goes like, oh, can I have my old job back? 'Cause I think he was like one of the characters. He was something. I don't remember what he was.
He was Goofy. He was stonered.
No, he was just this
Potty the Pot League.
He goes there and they're like, oh yeah, we don't really need you anymore. We found a guy that's actually better at it. So he's like, crap. All right, I'll get a job at Walmart. Yeah, we don't really need you.
This is all in Florida. He went
in
to
Florida.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't decide to make a fucking phone call or anything.
No, he moved down there before
This
finding all
motherfucker
this
is
stuff.
ambitious.
That's amazing.
Because he was like living with his friends, and then like 4 months ago, he used to always talk to this girl Magdalene, and I'm like, oh, have you seen Drew? And she's like, oh, he's back in Chicago with his living with his mom. I'm like, oh, is he doing anything? No. He just gets on his moped and drives around all day and then comes home and eats. All this kid does, that's all he accomplished.
God damn
That kind of sounds like one of your summers, though, when you had the super scooter.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had a job, so never
Yeah,
mind.
the super scooter caught on fire, though, and forced me to walk home.
Yeah, that was bad.
You know what was great? I think it's been long enough I can probably tell this story. What was great is there were several of our friends who were of the female persuasion that liked to ride on the scooter.
Don't drop names, but go
No.
on.
We already screwed that up. There's going to be some serious editing.
Yes. Anyway, they like to ride, the scooter. And I would notice as we were riding the scooter, every once in a while they would like squeeze wherever they were holding, like really tight. And it's because that scooter, like, it didn't have a muffler on it because the muffler fell off. And so it rattled really, really intensely. Like when you're on it, it felt like you were on like a spaceship that was about to blow up. And
because we all know what that feels like.
Seriously, these chicks would get on it and just get off on the scooter. They'd fucking get off and be like, "That was great. I had fun on the ride." And it's like It took me a while to realize that one.
Yeah, what I like though is because his the super scooter didn't have a muffler, so I used to throw pool parties like all the time, like 1 or 2 a week, and it's like, man, I wonder when Dane's gonna get here. Oh, he's about half a mile away. He'll be here in a minute. Like literally, this thing was so loud.
I missed that scooter. On that note, we should go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I can see Dane watching TV and like they make that joke on one movie about girls riding in cars or the dishwasher thing where they get off on the vibrations.
Yeah.
And Dane's just sitting there going, "My God, wait a minute!
I need a scooter." All right. Well, on that note, me and Adam are going to be late for our movie. So follow us on Twitter at Eat Drink Dump, and make sure to check out the Season Effect on YouTube.
Yay!
And we'll be back hopefully next Tuesday. We're a little late this week. Fuck it. Of Eat Drink Dump. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Later.